everyone, I'm Kat the farmer. I'm starting a farm out here in Czech, and one of the first things I'm getting set up for my business is a walk-in cooler. So what I have here is an old cargo trailer that I purchased used, and I've turned into a walk-in cooler for storing produce that we grow on the farm, and then ingredients that we use to make salad kits and salad dressings. So here's a little video about how I went about converting it and some of the little features that we ended up including on it that I really like. This is a 6x10 cargo trailer that I bought off of Craigslist this week, and yesterday Josh and I gutted it. It had some plywood that we just unscrewed and took off, and I was kind of happy to find that there is this framing, this metal framing, because I'm going to be able to fit a layer of insulation behind it and keep as much interior space as possible. And then down the road, I'll make space in this wall for a AC unit and a cool bot, and we'll wire the lights up to a plug that we can plug into the barn here, and that is yet to come. So we'll have to amend the framing here to accommodate the AC unit that we find, and then I'm gonna take some measurements now and see how much foam board insulation we're gonna need and how much R value that's gonna give us. So all parts of this old cargo trailer had to get insulated in order to become a cold space reliably. So one of the things that we did is insulate the doors. So this has about 3 inches of polyisocyanate insulation. This little door can stay open for days when we're going in and out a few times. I've set up some vinyl flooring on the floor just so that it's pretty easy to keep clean in there, because food safety is important on the farm. Right now what I have is just the insulation foam as the walls, and I'm wondering if over time I'll need to put some sort of a waterproof membrane. Maybe most coolers will have that fiberglass reinforced plastic in there. Something that's cleanable and wipeable. So far the foam is, but over time it might change and degrade and hold on to germs, which would be bad. So that's where it is now, but it might change over time. And then I'll show you how we wired up things on the inside. Okay, so we're inside the walk-in cooler, and in order to operate what's called a cool bot, which is this little machine here, we needed to have an AC unit installed. So we needed one plug for the AC unit and one plug for the cool bot, but I also wanted to wire in the potential for some overhead lighting, so that when you walk in the cooler you flip a switch here and it turns on the lights, but that switch doesn't interfere with the power going to the cool bot and the AC unit. So the cool bot and the AC unit have a dedicated box here, and then this box is connected over to the switch on the inside of the doorway over there. And then furthermore, because it's a really cold day in the winter today, and I'm going to be using this walk-in cooler trailer in the winter, I need a way to make sure that the cold doesn't get in. So if it's 15 degrees out, I don't want it to be 15 degrees in the cooler, because that would be too cold for any product. You don't want it to freeze solid. So the method for avoiding that is in this outlet I have what's called a thermocube. So that only allows power to pass out of it when it gets below 32 degrees. So this halogen light that I have in here right now is my heat source. It only turns on when that thermocube goes below 32. So if that cold starts creeping in, then we have a heat source to back it up. Now, when it starts to get warm again and it goes above 32, the thermocube will kick off those lights, and then the AC unit will do the cooling as the temperatures get warmer. So this area in here, I don't know, maybe it's about 250 cubic feet. Should be at about 32 to 35 degrees. And then what's special is that I installed this back wall so that it's not attached. So it's sort of a moving wall that can move back and forth. And what that creates is a zone on this side that's the cold zone. And then on the other side of that wall, you can access it from the back of the cargo trailer where the ramp comes down. And that's sort of going to be a warmer zone. So in the growing season, things like tomatoes will go in there. Right now I have all my packaging. So containers for packaging products, lids and bags and deli containers and things like that. If we need more storage space on that end, I can move this wall. If we need more cold storage, I could push it all the way back. And we ended up doing that because inside the back there was a lot of like springs and pulleys that operate the ramp door that were going to be hard to insulate around. So this was a solution for that. That seems like it might end up being useful for other reasons too. I have also put in as much a foam sealing tape as possible so that there aren't a lot of leaky areas for heat to come in or cold to go out, or in the wintertime like this, extra cold to come in. And that creates a good seal around the door here. For that, we also taped all the joints, so that's another part of that leakiness factor. Thought I should show you about how tall it is in here. So it's not totally a walk-in cooler, it's more of a crouching cooler. But I probably won't be walking all the way in all too often. I'll just be reaching in most of the time. The ceiling got insulated too, so that brought the height down. And then instead of insulating on top of the floor, we insulated underneath to save as much height as possible. So we stuffed foam in between the floor framing, and then on the bottom there's a layer of flashing too, so some galvanized steel flashing under there to hold the foam in place as we go down the road. And this is the foam board. It's all taped together. In order to get the foam to stick to the ceiling though, I had to put some strips of aluminum to hold it up to the framing so that it wasn't relying on glue or tension to hold it up there. So yeah, that's the walk-in cooler trailer. I'm excited to share it with you. I am proud that it was fairly affordable. I only spent $1,300 on the used cargo trailer that I started with, and then I spent around $500 on insulation, probably another $100 on random hardware, tape, and that sort of thing. And I still have some like $15 LED tape light that I'm going to install on the ceiling. The AC unit was $150 used, and the cool bot was around $375 or so. So all told, it's under $3,000 for a walk-in cooler. It's also a trailer, so once I get it titled and registered, then I could take it on the road for deliveries or as sort of like my market vendor transportation. And I don't know, I think it's so cute that I really want to put like a rollout awning on it so that it sort of becomes a storefront. I think that'd be pretty adorable. We'll see if the way that I market my products allows that. But I was able to do this project thanks to a grant I won via a business pitch competition. The C4 class here in Floyd County awarded me $4,000 to start my business, and the remaining money is going towards some graphic design work, designing labels for my products. I'll be raising salad greens, specializing in salad staple crops, and then preparing salad kits with my own line of salad dressing. So stay tuned for all that here in the new year, and more farm updates as we get going into the growing season. Thanks for watching.